Welcome back. Dear viewers, just 2 days ago, exactly on Sunday night, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received visiting Djibouti counterpart Ismail Omar Guelleh, the president of Djibouti, and yesterday there was a summit talks and a press conference after the summit talks which took place between the two presidents. Also, there was a press conference in which both presidents spoke about the most important points which were tackled regarding the regional arena, regarding the African arena, regarding a number of issues of mutual interest. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi had a very important visit to Djibouti last year, the first of an Egyptian president since Djibouti's independence in the 1970s. A very important visit and talks regarding the security in the Horn of Africa, in the region, in the Red Sea, fields of cooperation. To shed more light on this, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Ambassador Souaad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning to you, Ambassador Shalaby.
Good morning.
Ambassador Shalaby, would you please, if you permit me to ask about the importance of witnessing this leap in strategic ties between Egypt and Djibouti, represented in the mutual visits by the two presidents to each other's country. Last year, President Sisi's visit to Djibouti and President Ismail Omar Guelleh to Egypt just 2 days ago.
As you know, that Djibouti's strategic location is very important in the Horn of Africa, and for Egypt, for Africa, for the Gulf countries. Actually, it is a very strategic location, which makes Egypt start a strategic partnership. Mm-hmm. And as you said, that President Sisi realized and recognized this importance, and he has visited 8 months ago Djibouti for the first time since 20 or 30 years. Nobody, not one president, not any of our presidents visited Djibouti. That is why it was very important that we discovered this kind of relationship which the two presidents have created last year, and it is continuing because President Omar Guelleh is visiting Egypt now to strengthen the ties, to strengthen the bonds between the two countries, to develop the strategic relationship, and to decide on what to do next, like the future between the two countries.
Yes, and the memos of understanding which were signed yesterday with the attendance, of course, of the two presidents are also very crucial and indicating that the Egyptian presence in Djibouti, whether for a logistics or an industrial zone or with our private sector, in addition to the public sector investing there, this is another branch or another side of the coin, if you want to elaborate on that.
Yes, of course. There are broad prospects of developing economic cooperation and increasing the trade exchange between our two countries. And we have to maximize this cooperation between the businessmen in order to increase the exchange of goods between our two countries. And yes, of course, there are many cooperation agreements involving energy, health, aviation, education, culture, and combating
terrorism and extremism. In addition to investment, trade, in addition to energy, renewable energy resources. I'm asking these questions, ma'am, because one of also the topics which were discussed the so-called Renaissance Dam controversial file and the Egyptian keenness and will to find a just and binding solution to the operating and filling of the dam without hurting any other's interests. Egypt is with the development of all African states and is willing to help all African brotherly nations to develop and to continue with sustainable development. Those are two messages sent by the president even in the press conference after the talks. How do you see this as a message not only to the African arena but to the international community?
Yes, of course, this is very important that one of the important countries in East Africa, Djibouti, is supporting Egypt's legal right for the Nile waters, and that is why we need the support of all the countries because, of course, now the leadership of the African Union is going to Senegal. But still we need the support of all the other countries. And the president of Djibouti has declared that he is supporting Egyptian rights in the Nile water and that he is ready to discuss the Renaissance Dam negotiation. He's ready to become part of the negotiation in order to reach a fair and balanced legal agreement between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia and maintain regional stability. Because for Africa, this is very important for the region. It's the East African region,
yes,
especially for the Nile water basin countries. So.
Ambassador Shalaby, you mentioned a very important point. Egypt was chairing the African Union back in 2019, but even after that, we have not left Africa. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi just received a few days ago Macky Sall, the president of Senegal, and among the topics which were discussed to exchange points of view and conveying the Egyptian experience to the Senegalese side, to as you kindly mentioned also, they are going to chair the presidency of the African Union. How do you see the Egyptian political leadership will to remain there deep in Africa and to consider Africa as our strategic depth in all domains?
That is exactly what is happening now, because since the African Union Summit has taken place in the last 2 days, the 3rd and 4th February, since then we have started very strongly to bound the relations with all the countries that believe in our legal rights, and also to support in our mediation rights, because since the mediation stopped, we are trying to declare to all the countries in the world, whether in the United Nations or in the African Union, that we are ready to start again the mediation, and we are ready to prove our rights in the Nile waters.
Yes.
So that has been discussed with the president of Djibouti, that has been discussed with the president of Senegal, and they both promised that they will be supporting our rights and they will be supporting our mediation rights also. So they know that this is an important issue for the Egyptian people, and they know that no development in the region will happen without reaching a fair and balanced agreement for all the parties.
And we are resuming our diplomatic efforts regarding this. And also, as you've kindly mentioned, there was a summit of the EU which took place yesterday and the day before in Addis Ababa, and a high-ranking delegation of Egypt was there, headed by our top diplomat Sameh Shukri. And on the sidelines of the session, our top diplomat met with many of his African counterparts, Madagascar, Somali. I mean, there was a series of talks and meetings. How do you see also this diplomatic campaign? I mean, we are walking in all routes, in all sides to reach just a just and a binding solutions of all the African crises, and particularly here, or on top of the list, is the one of the so-called Renaissance Ethiopian dam.
Well, this is it's very important to of course, the meeting, as you mentioned, our minister has been there and he has met so many his counterparts in Africa, and also the observers from other countries. And this was the message. We want to reach a decision. We want to reach a solution. We cannot just keep on leaving this matter to die. Yeah. We want it to be always alive and in discussion with all the countries. And we need the support for our also climate change COP27. We need the support of all these African countries, because Egypt is the leader in that field, and all the African countries will depend on Egypt to bring the rights of the African continent, because, as you know, we in COP27 the developed countries will be asked to help the African continent in the problems that it's facing with the climate change. So I feel that it had been a very successful meeting, historical visit, and also the Djibouti is a very important country for Egypt and for all the countries in East Africa. We need to strengthen the bond and to further raise the level of bilateral relations in different fields. And also there will be a hospital that Egypt is going to give as a gift to the Djiboutian people, maternal hospital. That will be one of the success stories that Egypt will be doing in Djibouti. So there is a lot that will be done in the future between the two countries, and especially in the field of aviation and health, and in fighting terrorism.
Yes, amen to that. And we do have a president, when he say that this thing is going to happen, it will happen. And according to a schedule, according to a timetable, and we do not tolerate any delay. One final question, ma'am, since you mentioned security and fighting terrorism and extremism. Egypt had a very important initiative while chairing the African Union back in 2019, which is silencing the gun. And in so many occasions, the head of the state was keen to mention this and to mention how security and stability are crucial for any kind of development. We cannot separate economy from politics, and we cannot separate development from stability and security. How do you see this, ma'am?
Yes, of course. As I mentioned before, that the location of Djibouti is very strategic, especially for the security in the field of security, because its location is on the Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb Strait, and in order to achieve security and economic development, we have to to have a very strong relationship in the field of information, in the field of exchanging of security intelligence. That is why we have to, and you have seen in the Red Sea the problem of Yemen and the war in Yemen. This has made instability in the region, and having good ties with Djibouti helps us to control the Bab el-Mandeb and the Red Sea from the security point of view. We need to have this kind of security for our safety and our long peace. If we want to establish peace between our countries, then this is one of the strategic locations that we need to have security and peace in that place, in that location. So strengthening the ties with Djibouti will give Egypt a stronger situation in the East African region, especially that we are friends with other countries like Kenya, Uganda, and Somalia. So all the countries in the East African region are friends of Egypt, and Djibouti is a main actor in this field.
Yes. Ambassador Souaad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for your input, ma'am, and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.